All right, the News Minute for April 12th is presented by Kentucky Equine Research, which is looking into the coenzyme Q10 in racehorses. Find out more about that coming up. Ray, we are down to the last prep race. This is last chance points, the Lexington Stakes at Keeneland, 20 to the winner. And there are some horses in this field who can still make the Derby 20 on the first Saturday in May. Before we get to that, short history about the race.
Well, 20 seems to be the magic number because it's been 20 years since Charismatic won the Lexington Stakes for D. Wayne Lucas, then went on to win the Kentucky Derby and Preakness. That was when the Lexington Stakes was run 2 weeks before the Kentucky Derby. We're now 3 weeks out, so a little bit more cushion for horses that go in this race or in the Arkansas Derby Saturday and then go on to the Kentucky Derby. Not much else, though, to say about the influence the Lexington Stakes has had on the Kentucky Derby in recent years.
Yeah, this year you have a couple of horses who are on the bubble. Another Twist of Fate and Sueno. Those are the two favorites. They also have enough points if they were to win or finish second in this race. Certainly if they win, they should be getting into the field for the Derby. Second place finish might sneak them in. There's a clump of horses at the bottom of the top 20 where we have close in points, and then you have the Japanese horse Master Fencer who is coming, taking a spot, and then there's a European horse who's on the fence, hasn't decided, so that might take a spot. So these the Lexington Stakes is going to matter.
Yeah, and so does the Arkansas Derby for a horse like Omaha Beach, who if he doesn't finish in the top four at Oaklawn Park, he could get squeezed out if both the foreign horses come out, or if Sueno or another Twist of Fate get in, because they could move ahead of him in points if he doesn't earn any. So, the point system has been interesting, and it actually does come down to the final races to see who gets in.
So what do you think about this field? How do you see it shaping up?
Well, there's not a lot of speed in here. Obviously, the Zenden is the speed that showed speed of the Tampa Bay Derby, which turned into a pretty key heat when a couple of horses came out of there to run well. But I like Sueno. I like Keith DeSormo trained horse. I think he's run against the best horses. Comes out of Louisiana Derby, which I don't think was particularly strong, but this is not a particularly strong field either. So I like him. And then another Twist of Fate really showed a different dimension, fast finishing second in the Sunland Park Derby at Sunland Park.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure I agree with you that there's no speed in here. I see quite a few horses that could be somewhat prominent, and Keeneland so far at the meet has been playing pretty kind to speed. So a horse like Zenden, lightly raced, you said he's coming out of the Tampa Bay Derby, and that was a good race, as you mentioned. Tacitus, who is the points leader right now, Outshine and Win. Those were the top three, and then he was only 3 lengths behind the winner in fourth. So he's an interesting horse to me, especially if he gets Brave on the lead. They might have to run him down. And then, you have a horse like Nick's Go, who, was highly thought of at one point. I don't know what to make of him. I have no idea what horse is going to show up. He has an outside chance, if he were to win this race, to sneak into the field. And I know he has a fan following, so that's interesting. And then there's a horse named Shang, a son of Shanghai Bobby, trained by Steve Asmussen, who is ridden by Irad Ortiz and has been competing against Louisiana breds. It was $90,000 purchase as a Louisiana bred. So he's kind of a mystery horse.
And I think a lot of people will look at Harvey Wallbanger, the winner of the Holy Bull, who did not run very well in the Florida Derby. He comes right back after that race. It's a pretty quick turnaround. Even if he wins, I don't think he's going to have enough points to get into the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the field for the Lexington Stakes on Saturday, the final race, along with the Arkansas Derby, to determine who is going to be in the field on the first Saturday in May. It's going to be exciting. Looking forward to it. And we'll keep you posted, again, with all the latest developments and news with the Triple Crown News Minute presented by Kentucky Equine Research.
One of the exciting new substances that we're studying is coenzyme Q. And coenzyme Q is a naturally occurring substance that is used for both enhancing aerobic metabolism, and it also serves as an antioxidant. We've already done studies on it here at the Performance Center, got some pretty exciting results, and we think this is going to be a really interesting product or nutrient for the future of performance horses. One of the things that we try to do with any of our products is solve problems, and there seems to be a problem in thoroughbred racehorses that is signaled by high levels of a specific enzyme in the blood called GGT. We think that it might be related to oxidative stress, and we think that Nano Q10 may play a role in helping to prevent some of the problems that we see. That's truly what KER is about, and that is testing our products, doing research, and then applying that research in the real world.